Is there excitement in the locker room after this game?
Yeah, there was. It's hard to win league games, and I talked to a couple of them. I said they better be excited by the time I get in there. It was a good win for us. We've had some really good stretches of basketball. That was what's so disappointing about the way it ended. The other night. We played some great basketball for 20, 25 minutes the other night and left UTEP without a win. So I was glad our guys bounced back the way they did. Had 2 good days of preparation. Weren't real long practices, but we worked real hard on keeping our legs fresh and making a few adjustments, and came out and reestablished in the first half what we did the first half on Wednesday.
What was the attitude and the mentality like with the team when UTEP starts to make another comeback here?
To be honest, it felt worse tonight than it did on Wednesday. It doesn't make sense to lose the kind of lead we had on Wednesday and say that we didn't lose our composure, but it definitely felt worse tonight. Wednesday, it was a travel here and they get a bucket, and then it was, it wasn't like we just totally lost our composure. Tonight it was. I mean, we were throwing that ball around and making weak plays, and it was very, very similar. And that thought from what happened, it just happened, probably was in our minds a little bit. So, yeah, the wheels came off, but we regrouped and finished the game better.
Was there a moment where they regained their composure, or some key to getting that done and turning that corner?
I don't know exactly. I know the biggest concern I had may have been we came out of a timeout, and I think it was out of a timeout, and we moved the ball around a little bit, and then got Javon a ball screen. He split it and went right down the middle and missed the layup. That was a big concern at that point. Obviously, we had a couple possessions where we ran a little bit of clock, and then just ate up clock and got a shot. McConaughey's shot sealed it, I think, if it wasn't already over at that point. McConaughey jumped up there and hit a 3 early in the shot clock, at a time when you got to make plays. You want to put yourself in position every league game. Put yourself in position to win, and then you got to make game-winning plays. And a shot like that by McConaughey, it was kind of one of those no, good shot. So it takes a lot of confidence to do that.
How do you feel about the way A-Tim played tonight, Steve? Points and rebounds and hustle all the time.
Yeah, he needed that. He's a guy that battles like crazy. We don't draw up many plays for him, but he's such a good defender. He was very good defensively Wednesday, and had a couple turnovers and didn't play him down the stretch as much. Should have gotten him back in there. That was one of the things that we were second guessing, but certainly wanted to keep throwing him out there because we liked what he was doing on Williams, and to see him, have a career high, I guess, scoring was good. He needed a offensive game like that to get his head back up, because he's a fighter, he's a warrior, and usually does all those things on the defensive end that we want. It was good to see him get some offensive production.
He and Germany both played a lot more minutes than Wednesday. Was it a defensive shift, or why did you want to make that adjustment?
Jacob just impacts the game, and we sometimes think that maybe a guy like that's going to be a little more comfortable at home, but his length is a factor in there. He continues to take steps defensively. His threat at the rim as a lob guy helps us. When they're trying to hard hedge or trap ball screens with Keaton and Javon, to have somebody rolling to the rim to suck that defense in, or if they don't honor it, then we just throw it to him. That helps us. It gives us a different element. Luka is a different kind of center because he stretches the defense. Jacob's a different kind of center because he rolls to the rim. So it's nice to have some different guys there. But yeah, A-Tim and Jacob both did such a good job Wednesday. We wanted to make sure we got them good minutes tonight.
Steve, Javon moved into number 3 in the all-time scoring list. Does that mean anything to the program? He's going to probably end up number 2 here in the next game or so.
Well, it means a lot to the program for sure. I mean, we're not paying much attention to it. I don't know if he was aware of it or not. I wasn't. I mean, we knew that he was chasing guys down, and he's had an unbelievable career. So haven't studied those numbers, but yeah, him doing that, and Byron I know is closing in on that rebounding record. So it's special. Those guys have been a big part of what we've been able to do here. Byron being the first guy, the first year, one of our first recruits, and have him start every game and rebound the ball the way he does. And then Javon to come in and give us that scoring has been very important to our progress as a program.
Coach, how do you feel about the way y'all played against Williams tonight compared to Wednesday?
You know, again, the shots he hit Wednesday were so tough. I mean, he's a good player. He got them kind of all over the place on Wednesday. I mean, there were several, obviously, fairly deep post-ups where he just shot right over the top of us, but they weren't easy shots. So I thought we defended him pretty well. He just had one of those nights. You know, it's probably what other people say when Javon and Keaton hit some of those shots. Like, what can you do? But tried to give him more looks tonight, tried to front him more, tried to keep him from catching it as easily. Didn't play much zone tonight until the very end. But, in fact, I think the first half we played 6 possessions of zone. They scored 3 points, and it was him popping out and shooting a three-pointer. So he's a good player, but we tried to give him different looks.
You guys really limited their shooting percentage as a team. Was it a big defensive adjustment overall from Wednesday, or what was the key to that?
No, we just wanted we worked a little more on trapping, and really, we'll go back and look, we probably only trapped him a handful of times, but we worked more on that. We talked about our rotations, making sure we were rotating hard to Edwards. You know, a little slower rotations to some of the guys that hadn't been shooting it well for them. You know, we've had some good stretches defensively here lately, and I think first half was very good tonight. We're keeping that ball in front. We're working pretty hard. I thought the first half, another big key was how hard we worked, and we didn't put them on the free throw line early. And the stat that really, when you looked at the stat from Wednesday night, I think it really turned the game was their free throw attempts and makes. You know, we just everything else was pretty similar when it was all said and done, despite the big lead and the collapse. Free throws were the difference, and tonight we kept them off the line, and we got the line ourselves.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.